Hey everybody, and welcome to my first tutorial in quite a while. I haven't done one, like I said, I think it's been a month or so, but today we'll be covering the Aivlasoft electronic flight bag, which is probably one of the best tools for Flight Simulator I have ever used. I can't wait to use it with the PMDG 777 whenever that comes out. Word is it's going to be soon, but cannot wait, because this tool, it'll give you every chart you need for the flight. It'll also show your aircraft where it is on that specific chart, on the arrival chart, the approach chart, the airport diagram. It'll show traffic in the area. It's just the best, and it's even better once you also use it with VATSIM. So we're gonna give you a quick tutorial on how to use it. So once you get past the basic setup, that's where we're gonna start for this tutorial, because the basic setup is pretty self-explanatory. So today we'll act like we're setting up to fly Tucson to Nogales in a Cessna 172, just to get a good example of, actually we'll switch that around, we'll go Nogales to Tucson, just to get a good idea of how the system works. So first thing we're going to do is under Route Setup menu over here, we're going to click Select. You can use VAT route up here, click on it, it'll open up this little page. One second, get that to pop up. It did pop up already. I just have my video thing set weird, so it's only recording this one window, but we'll have it get the whole thing right there. So you can click the arrow button, it'll pop open this, and you can enter your departure destination and click go. It'll automatically search for a route. If none exists, it'll say, no route exists for this. And if it does pop up, you can just click OK, and it'll automatically load that route. So here it's saying cannot find a valid route. Cancel and go back to select. You can also use Route Finder, which is a website that I have used in the past, and you can also just search again. We'll say Tucson to Denver, just because there's no route between Nogales and Tucson, so we'll just do this for an example. And it'll pop up this is saying San Simon, VOR, J104, and so on and so forth to Denver. We can just click OK, automatically load it into here, but we're not actually going to be flying it today. We're flying Nogales to Tucson, so we'll type in the first airport on our route, which is Nogales, the identifier of KOLS. We have the Nogales VOR joining the Victor 395 airway to Tucson. And we'll finish it off with Tucson identifier code, so click OK. It'll already automatically loaded in here. It knows that RV is a transition point where you switch from tracking the Nogales VOR outbound to tracking Tucson inbound. So that's our route. We can go ahead and enter. We'll be VFR cruising, we'll say 4,500. We can click Activate up here. It'll automatically pop up the ground chart for Nogales here. And once you load up in Flight Simulator, you click this little airplane button down here and it'll automatically orient to your aircraft. There's also a day mode and a night mode, so I have to move this over to my second monitor, just so I can have flight sim primary monitor. And if it's a nighttime flight, you can just hit this button right here. It'll automatically darken it, and you can switch back and forth between. But we're not still done with our route setup yet. We're gonna go ahead and switch to the Cessna. Actually, I haven't done it yet, so we'll go ahead and add it. You click Edit to add a new aircraft, New, Manufacturer, and then the aircraft type. And you can enter the descent angle here. That'll just help it estimate where your top of descent is going to be. I haven't really changed it for any aircraft yet. It's not something I've gotten into. But click Save, and then Close, and it'll pop up on this list. You can just select it. Another thing you can do is you can have it automatically pull data from VATSIM as far as what controllers are online. So you just click Use Online Data from VATSIM. It also works for IVAL, but IVAL. I don't know if you say IVAL. I don't really use it. So VATSIM, close that. It'll let us know that we need to reactivate the route after starting the VATSIM data pull. So we'll go ahead and click Activate once we're done with this, but for now we'll click Preview Route. And it'll show us our route. That's RV right there, that little turning point. And it'll give us the route distance as well as the Great Circle distance. And you can also have it show your alternates in case you have any planned. And just for an example, we'll go ahead and program a destination alternate of KRYN. That's Ryan Airfield, just to the west of Tucson. We'll click Get Airport Data. Go ahead and activate it. Now under Preview and click Show Alternate, it'll also have Ryan highlighted and a kind of check box border, I guess, right there. But if you need to divert to your alternate, just come here and you click As Destination, it'll automatically navigate you direct to that airport. But if you're going to add an ESET or star to your route, you can go ahead and click here. Runway 21 will be the departure runway tonight. We're not going to be on the Nogales 1 departure, but if we go ahead and select it, just to give an example. And you click Insert SID. Done. Activate. And we can pull up the departure chart and it'll automatically show us the route. So technically we could follow this route, but I'm going to just go ahead and track the VOR radials. So we'll come back, we'll click Remove SID. You can also add waypoints in route. If it missed something, you just click on the waypoint and you type in whatever the digit to the route is. You highlight it over here and then click Insert Selected Waypoint. You can also insert the arrival here. We'll be expecting 1-1 left for the arrival. Here's the arrivals that we could use from 1-1 left, but we won't be using that. And same as before, you just highlight it and click Insert. Close that real fast. And also approaches, we could go 1-1 left and have it automatically pull in the localizer for 1-1 left. You won't use the transition. Activate it. Come back to it and you'll see that it automatically is showing what frequency we're going to need for our departure out of Nogales. It's saying there's no controls online and you'll be using Unicom 122.8. And you can actually right click here when you're in Flight Simulator and have it automatically put to 122.8 in standby or active. And it'll highlight itself in green when it's active, and it'll highlight itself in blue when it's on standby in your radio. You'll see in route chart. It'll show us distance as well as the heading between waypoints, as well as the airway. And you can come over here and have it so change what's displaying. We change airports, have it show VORs, DMEs, NDBs, fixes, and this rangery, as well as a compass and this alternate map. And it'll show you, once you have it set to track your aircraft, the entire flight will show right here, like it is saying, your current distance from your nearest alternate, as well as the heading to proceed direct. So if we were, let's click here, it says that Nogales is the nearest airport for us, and it's 12 miles away at a heading of 146. We don't have an arrival plan, so it's not showing an arrival right now. Still showing 122.8, no active controllers. Pull up the approach. It'll show us all the relevant information for that approach. And once we're active on the airport tracking this approach, it'll show our aircraft in this little vertical profile down here as it travels along all the way down to the runway. And as soon as you touch down, it'll automatically switch to the Tucson ground chart. Another neat thing about the electronic flight bag is you can program in checklists. I don't have any checklists for the 172 because I just added it in, but I do have some for the MD-11. We'll go ahead and show that now. And you see I have all these checklists already in here. So we can pull up the descent approach checklist. And as we perform each item, we can just hit done. Move down the checklist. And it'll flip us back to here once we click the done on there. So same as the arrival, as soon as you take off and leave the ground from Nogales, it'll switch to the departure page automatically and start tracking your aircraft. It also has a nice flight log page. We'll automatically track your block off, takeoff, touchdown, and block on time, as well as what time you cross the fixes, and also the information, distance remaining, distance to, time active, flight time, ground speed, fuel flow, and fuel on board. You can also have weather down here. Show Nogales Airport online from NOA. And it'll show what's the raw METAR and then a translation. This is true right here because I have that lighting just outside my window right now. Lighting distant north. And we can do the same for all of our, well, departure, destination, airport, any alternates we have planned, like Ryan. Right, has no lightning right now. Library is just documents, and you open up your flight logs from previous flights. These are all the flights I've done with electronic flight bags since I had to reinstall my operating system. I'll pop it up in PDF and let you know what time it crossed over fix. So it's a pretty cool tool to have just in case you want to keep track of all your flights. If you notice that, this is Windows 8 right here. Came with my computer and haven't bothered to switch it back to Windows 7, and I don't think I will. You can also have it show NOTAMs if there's any applicable to your route. Also, in route, you can click right on the in route and have it set up to give you a vector to whatever fix you choose. Right, we can choose. These are all nearby fixes. So, vector status mountain. But once you're in flight, actually, it's checking the aircraft in flight submitter, you can click direct to, and it'll give you the heading to whatever fix you select that's on your route. It's a neat tool to have if you're clear directive fix from ATC. Right here you can edit menu positions, but I usually leave that alone. Yeah, move that back. And it'll just automatically flip it to the next side until you get back to where you want it. That's standard, we'll just leave it there. So you see now wherever it shows our aircraft, right now we're just clicking around, so it's just showing wherever I click. But it'll automatically show us the vector to Davis Mountain I selected earlier. I'm not sure there's a way to clear that, but... And you see also here it's showing us the distance to our nearest alternate from this point, which is Ryan, at a heading of 315, 18 miles. And also it's displaying relevant airport information, such as the, in this case, the ATIS, for both airports, as well as the elevation of the airport. So that's about it for Aivlasoft electronic flight bag. Go ahead and pull up Flight Simulator here, and I'll show you what it looks like when you're actually in flight. Something else I just want to point out real fast is you can save your routes from previous, like I have my route here from, where should you pull up? Pull up our San Francisco to Boston flight I did with JetBlue a couple days ago, or a week ago or so. And you'll see it's automatically pulling up the quiet for arrival, or departure, which I was on from San Francisco. Oh, hey, we're going to disable alternate real fast. And it'll show us our entire route along the way. You can zoom out pretty far. And you can see also here, it is showing us what center controllers are online, as well as approach, departure, tower controllers. It'll show us that the entire way. And you can see here, it's showing the frequencies that we were going to need in flight, such as Denver Center and New York. It's not 100% accurate. Sometimes it'll miss something, but it's usually pretty good. And it'll follow us all the way in to the, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Queban 2 arrival. Again, showing us the frequencies we're going to need. Down to the approach. This is the ILS approach down for, was it runway 22 left? Yeah. And the Boston ground chart. So it is pretty handy. It's a neat tool to have because it also, I just noticed this was off the screen. This right here will also say your distance to your top of climb based on your current climb rate after takeoff, distance and time to the next waypoint, as well as distance and time to your destination, as well as your fuel on board and your max time airborne, or your maximum amount of time your fuel will allow. And you can also see here all the alternates I had planned. Our destination alternate of LaGuardia, and our inter-route alternates of Salt Lake City, Denver, Minneapolis, and Detroit, Wayne. Go ahead and put back in our Nogales to Tucson. Okay, cruising 4,500. Also, it'll automatically insert this as your active route into Flight Simulator. So if you're using an aircraft as a default GPS or something similar to it, like the Auto aircraft, it'll automatically load this as the active route into there. And I don't know if it's something that is standard. Actually, never mind. It's just something FSN does. Ignore that. Go ahead and set this. Everything's good. Activate. I'm going to go ahead and open up Flight Simulator here in 1 second. I don't know why it's still zooming like that, but you can see that it is tracking aircraft as we move along the runway. As we turn from right to left, even going off the side of the runway, it'll continue to track us along. I'm going to go ahead and shove the throttle forward. And as soon as we take off, it'll switch to the departure. In this case, it'll switch automatically to the en route chart because we have no departure filed. So we go ahead and turn on course here. It'll continue to track us as long as the little information bar on the left will continue to update information. Sometimes it, for whatever reason, doesn't show the next fix correctly. Not sure why that is. But it'll still continue to show your distance to your destination. Jeez, okay, it's raining now and it is really windy in Nogales. Let's see what the wind is reporting. There it is. That's my custom painted FS Economy aircraft. So we will go ahead, pause Flight Simulator, pull up the electronic flight bag. And we'll go ahead and slew over to our destination airport, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're on the arrival, or the approach, rather. There we go. I can drag this over as well, and you can see it's still showing us moving along. And showing us our distance and course direct to Tucson. So now we're 19 miles away, heading of 322. Go ahead and turn ourselves to about that. 322, perfect. We're now showing 318, so we'll go ahead and put on 318. Go ahead and head back to Flight Simulator, and we'll drop ourselves down to airport elevation. There's the airport. Take advantage of the short takeoff and landing characteristics of this aircraft and drop it down on 1-1 left. I have this open up as well. So we'll go ahead and pause Flight Simulator for a second. Open up this again. Modify our route. We'll say now the wind shifted for whatever reason. We're landing 29 right. And we'll be on the VOR for only 29 right. We'll insert the approach. Done. Activate that quickly. And you see here now it's showing our approach path. On pause Flight Simulator, and it'll show us our current position in relation to that chart. And you can see we're also showing up on the vertical profile of the chart, showing is way too high, but we can make it. This aircraft It's crazy, and you can hear that thunder and lightning in the background. And as soon as we touch down, it will switch over to the Tucson ground chart. And there we go. Something else, another cool feature I didn't learn about till a few weeks ago. Still no idea why I was trying to scroll this in automatically. Yeah, it's weird. But let's say I'm trying to be realistic and park where I normally park at Tucson at the Atlantic FBO. I can come here. Oops. Click or right click on K-Tusk Ground. Select taxiways. Taxi to parking. What's it parking? I don't remember what it is for general aviation over there. But we'll say we're assigned Alpha and then right on Delta. You'll see it automatically highlight our route. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's not right. Taxi route is right at my parking. It's just normally over here. I don't know why I keep scrolling like that. But yeah, it'll automatically highlight the taxi route you selected, and you can also do the same for your departure. Just taxi to runway. Say we're taxiing back to runway 1 run right, Alpha, Delta. Same thing. It'll show us taxiing down to 1 run right. It's a good thing for airports you're unfamiliar with, so you don't have to request a requested taxi. You can just pull it up on here. This is by far one of the best tools I've ever found for Flight Simulator. I highly recommend it. Hopefully this video helps you figure it out if you're still trying to figure out your way around the system, because it's the only tutorial before this that I noticed was in German. So, hope this helps you out a little bit. Make your transition to the electronic flight bag a lot easier than mine was.